What's good, everybody? Welcome to Back to the Block podcast with your host, Anthony Alston. I am super excited to start this series with you guys. It's been in the work for a while, and I know you guys are going to enjoy it. Here, we're going to be taking it back to the block where our story began. We're going to revisit feelings of uncertainty that we experienced when we lacked guidance, skills, and mentorship. Despite the challenges, minimal resources, and adversity that we faced, we had to start somewhere. The belief in ourselves was put to the test when people doubted our dreams, goals, and ambitions. We faced constant reminders that only a small percentage of athletes make it to the top, and now it's time to tell our stories and inspire the next generation. This podcast is for us. This is our platform. Let's take it back to the block. Back to the Block podcast, man. I got a special guest, man. I'm excited for this episode, man. I got my boy TwoTwo. Vince, man, talk to me. What's good, bro?
What's going on, my boy? I'm glad to be on this podcast finally after trying to work it out a couple of weeks.
Facts, man. That's how I know it's gonna be all that, man, because it's anticipated between that, man. So I'm excited to finally get you on here, bro.
Yeah, I appreciate you having me too. I followed Kenny's. I listened to Kenny's too. It was nice.
Already, he said he needed his jersey, so y'all
I know, man.
You're gonna have to work something out, man.
All right.
What's good though, man? I know you're wrapping up preseason or mid preseason. I know you might have had a game tonight, so just talk about how that's been going for you so far.
All right. It's been going well so far. It's like a big adjustment right now. Like not as far as my personal game, but like the different play style it is compared to Germany, how France is now. So it's like kind of playing like a catch up game right now. So and plus, when I first got here, I sat out the first 2 weeks, so then I had to catch up on that as well. So put me behind schedule a little bit. So it's been going well now though. Like the last 3 games, we played a first league team in Belgium last week. They play in the Champions League. I played well against them.
Nice.
And then tonight was our first game in our French Cup. So I played well tonight too. So it was good.
That's what's up, bro. What are some other adjustments that you noticed kind of early as opposed to, you feel me, coming over from Germany?
Here is a lot more freedom. Here is a lot more freedom. You can come down the court, shoot a shot, no one says anything, and like I'm not used to it. Like
right.
Especially as a point guard, you want to make sure a couple of people touch the ball before you do what you got to do.
All that.
You gotta, end the shot clock. That's your time to shine. But here it's a lot more freedom, man. It's a lot more physical as well. Like they don't call no moving screens. They don't call no hand checks really. Like so it's you really just out here free fall. Germany is like very, very on schedule, very disciplined, but it's really good basketball. It's a shooter's game.
Gotcha. So that's obviously you got to adjust and see like who can do what and if that's really a good shot for the team. But as someone with a bag, that's kind of run up your alleyway. So I know you got to kind of be excited for that as well, though.
I'm super excited for that, especially because they got me labeled as a shooter now. So, so that's always a beautiful thing. Like the previous years, I wasn't really labeled that, but since last season, we're in Germany, I got it together a little bit. So now I'm like, labeled a little bit. So I'm like, okay, now I can take these shots and not have to hear nobody about it.
Facts. Heard you, man. Well, I know you're gonna do good things, man. So good luck to you, and of course, I'm tuned all the way in, man.
I appreciate that, man.
Yep. So I had the privilege of finally meeting you this summer. I've known of you, just like, you feel me, mutual people. I've had teammates from the Bay. Casa Dominguez is out here in Cali. Yeah. I'm from out this way, so I've known of you, but I never met you. So we worked out. We had like a few little workouts this summer. So
yeah,
it was a good bump. I learned some things from you. Quick player. I learned that little dead stop into the. I'm not even gonna tell you a secret, but the dead stop into a lot of different options, man. I'll say that. So yeah, just talk about your summer grind, because I don't know if you was staying down in LA, but you feel me, you was down here for a little bit. I know you was moving and grooving. So just talk about the summer grind and those kind of things.
This summer actually was the first summer being labeled a pro basketball player that I was actually able to have a consistent workout schedule. The first previous year, of course, it was COVID, so that's tough anytime. So a gym will open up for 1 week and then it'd be closed for the next 2 weeks. So couldn't go couldn't go to no 24-hour fitness to get no cardio or no weights in, you know. So this summer was really, really, really good for me. Like I was down there working out with my guy in Fullerton because I stay in the Upland, of course. So I was in Fullerton almost every day with him working out, and then I was trying to be more in Carson because that's where my weights and stuff is at, and I was trying to be at Shoot 360 more, but this summer didn't work out that way. But it was okay. I still got all the work I needed to get in, and it was really day by day. In Fullerton, we watched. I want to say between me and the young coach, his name Kaipo. He at Fullerton College. He young, he assistant coach, but like he studies the game. Like, you know, he don't just got you out there doing anything, which I liked a lot. So he was able to like find games of the team I'm playing with now on Synergy and see what like the guards get their shots at, see what, you know, where their reads was coming, you know, and I did the same as well. So we would talk it out while going through the workout. And it actually worked out for the best for me too, because when I got here, it was kind of like, okay, most of those things actually, you know.
Well, the film don't lie.
Yeah.
So if you was doing your homework, I mean, you did the work. Like it was inevitable.
Yeah. So the summer grind was really good, especially because I'm from Oakland. So I was traveling back from Oakland to LA, like back and forth, like almost every other week, to be honest. And that's the way I do it. So, but this summer was really good workout wise.
So that kind of ties into my next question. I was gonna ask, kind of what was one or two things you were looking to improve on as opposed to last season, going into this season. But you kind of answered how you were watching film and preparing for shots and spots and things like that. But what was something more in your craft that you were looking to kind of hone on and improve from last season?
It was the variety of shots I do towards the rim. Like, cause Germany, like I can be one dimensional when I'm going to the rim. I can literally just go layup, high off the glass, layup, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But here it's kind of like, okay, now you gotta kind of wiggle.
Right.
If you're going right, you might have to finish the left on the right side. You might have to throw a floater here. You might have to do a little baby hook right here, you know. So it's kind of like a little mixture. Then on top of that, I was trying to get more away from that since I'm 5'8", and you know, the higher I go, people be saying like, you know, you won't get those shots.
Right.
Which on a different, if you ask me, I don't believe it. But yeah, we kind of shied away from more layups and more on like pull ups, more threes, like, you know, like just off the dribble threes, to be honest, and then like transition threes was a lot of things we looked at a lot too.
That's what's up. I'm looking forward to see those strides in the recent film where the games I'll be watching.
Yeah.
So it's about that time, man. It's called Back to the Block podcast. So that's what we finna do. We finna take it back to the block, man. I know you grew up in East Oakland, so just kind of talk about your upbringing and just life as a young hooper, just a young black man in East Oakland growing up.
All right, I gotta correct you right there. We got East Oakland, we got West Oakland, we got North Oakland, and then we got Deep East Oakland. That's where I'm from.
Oh, my
So
fault.
you got to add that in there a little bit.
Heard
Yeah,
you.
but
Deep East Oakland. Talk to me about
yeah.
that.
So I'm raised in Oakland. I can't say I'm really born there, but I
Well,
spent all.
hold on. Before we even get started, because I'm not even from out that way. So, what's the difference between East Oakland and Deep East Oakland? Since you from the deeper parts of it.
So the East Oakland is labeled from First Street to, I think, like, it's debatable. They say like 55th Street. Deep East Oakland is like from like 65th to 100th. So it's kind of like the deeper part of Oakland. Like, you know, the higher you go up in the street numbers, that's where, like, I'm gonna be honest, that's probably where most of things happen in Oakland. Like, everybody knows that, you know, but you know, you got different areas that like got their little blocks where like a lot of stuff happens too as well. But like our area is more labeled, used to be labeled the danger zone, because that's where like a lot of the homicides would happen and stuff.
I heard that.
Yeah, so that's the part I'm from, is Deep East Oakland, which is like Dame Lillard, his area as well too. So yeah.
All right, so yeah, just kind of talk about how it was in Deep East Oakland and for you personally growing up.
So I grew up on 77th Ruddsdale, which is the first street I lived on for a couple of years. Then maneuvered over to 88th and D Street. Then I lived in West Oakland for about like 2 years in high school. And then my mom finally moved back to Deep East Oakland, which is on 80th and 80th now. So I grew up with my mom. I got five blood sisters. I got 4 or 5 adopted siblings. My mom also adopted as well.
Wow.
I mean, for me, like growing up in that area is kind of like you know everyone. Everyone become your uncle, your auntie, like blood or not blood. Everybody, your cousin, your brothers. That's how it is. Because you grow up with them so much, and a lot of things happen. So y'all have the same experience. So that's how we base our family off is off experience. You have the same experience. Hey, that's your family. Um, I grew up around basketball a lot. I started hooping. I want to say like eighth, ninth grade, more ninth grade summers when I really got I really was on a sports team and stuff like that.
That's
So
relatively that's relatively late for in the Hooper world. Like, what were you doing before that? You playing any other sports or anything?
yeah, so I think from fourth grade to seventh grade, I was in martial arts. So my
Okay.
mom had me in martial arts in a rec center down the street from our house. So I was in martial arts from like fourth to seventh grade, and then my uncle Polo, he tried to put me into football because that was my favorite sport. Football was always my favorite sport. So
Mm-hmm.
when Pop Warner was going off, he tried to sign me up for the Dynamites. I went to like 1 or 2 practices, and my mom was like, "Nah, you got martial arts, so you can't play football." So me being me, I was just like, "All right, since I can't play football, I'm not doing martial arts no more." So
Mm-hmm.
I quit that altogether just off that, just being petty.
Yeah.
So 'cause I couldn't do what I wanted to do, so I was just like, "All right, whatever." So then my younger cousins like that grew up in the same neighborhood, they started playing AAU. So it was like their first time playing AU. They going to the same rec center on 85th called Tassifarenga Village, and they're all hooping on the AU team. I'm going to watch, and then I end up watching the older team for them, which is my age group. So then that's when I just was sitting in there, a couple of like open gyms and stuff, just sitting there. And then one of my friends, Mishan Beard, that's like one of the first people I learned the hoop from was him. He had to leave one day and they only had 10, and he was the 10th person. He's just like, "Two, take my spot real quick."
Yeah.
And after that, it was raps. Like the coach, he started liking me a lot. But it took a year for me to actually play with him, like go like travel, play
Mm-hmm.
tournaments with them. And he was just like, "If you want to go to Vegas with us," he's like, "You gotta work on your game." So every day he'd have me in there before open gym, like for like 2 hours straight. We dribbling up and down the court, like on the sideline, two ball dribbling.
Yeah.
Then he'll have me making a little circuit, like he'll put like 3 courts down and like all left hand. This one a hezzy, this one is a pull up, this one's a in and out layup, left hand, everything left hand. He just had me doing basic stuff like that. So it was the first time I ever was introduced to somebody that put time into me.
And how did that make you feel? Like, did you instantly fall in love with the game, or was it just kind of like, I'm not good, I want to get good, or like, what was that vibe like?
So for me, like I fell in love right before that because, like I said, all my younger cousins was playing basketball. So every time we would play football outside, we had transitioned over to basketball. So we'd go play knockout, go
Mm-hmm.
play, on the courts outside. And then that's when I was really like, I was like, okay, I like basketball. I like
Yeah.
this. And then once the workout started, I'm like, I want to get good at this. I want to, like if I'm gonna play, I'm gonna play all out.
Mm-hmm.
So doing that every day, just having a free time to do that stuff, like I go work out. Like I don't have no priorities at that time either.
Right.
Go to school and work out. I was fine with it. So like yeah, that was really just that whole little process right there. Just
So was it during that time, or what grade where you say you, and when you first started your dreams might not have been, I want to go to the NBA, but at what point were you like, I'm all in, I want to get all I can out of this, or type of thing?
I think I want to say that had to be junior college.
Yeah.
Yeah, that had to be junior college where it's like, okay, like yeah, you have it in your head when you start playing a sport, you be like, yeah, I want to go there, but you
Mm-hmm.
don't know the realization of it. But mine was my first year junior college. So I played high school basketball for 3 years. I went to Oakland High first. I played freshman football there. I played junior varsity football there.
Okay.
Then I transferred, started playing basketball at Skyline, and that's when I had dreads and stuff too. So I started playing basketball up there, and then I think my coach got like kind of like fired, but they sent him so he forced him to retirement, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So junior year we struggled. We was really young, new coach, first time head coach on a varsity team. Senior year I kind of got okay good, you know, like where like we winning games, but you're like one of the main dudes on the team, but you
Right.
still okay. And then I went to Jackson State, Mississippi for a semester, came back, and then I ended up at City College of San Francisco. And that's when I was like, I'm at City College of San Francisco, one of the best JUCOs in California, you
Yeah, we
know?
we finna get into that because I want to know.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. So when you went to Jackson State, were you just doing the school thing, or you just like what were you trying to hoop, walk on, or like what were you doing out there?
So it was a combination of both. Like, so everybody kept telling me to go JUCO, and I'm looking at JUCO like, man, I'm not
Of
going
course,
JUCO.
yeah.
I was like, I got grades. I was like, I got a 3.8 GPA average. Like, for 4 years, like, what I look
Yeah.
like going to JUCO? I just put all this work in school, like, what I look like going there? So I'm just like, I picked like it was the most randomest school I picked. My one of my friends, I've been knowing him for a long time. His grandma and grandpa was from Jackson, Mississippi. They
uh,
used to talk about it all the time. I applied. His dad had knew a friend there. She got me in the day, got me set up with a dorm. I was like, well, I'm the Jackson State. First time out of state. I'm like, I'm the Jackson State. Went across the whole U.S. by myself, bro. First time, bro. And
country.
then, man, and I had hella free time out there too. Like I had 5 classes, but it was super spread out. So I was like, yeah, I'm gonna try it out. But it was like really it's kind of more of a facade trial. It's like one of those dudes,
They have their
like
mind made up for already.
yeah, like like I think Division Ones at that time had to have a tryout. So
Mm-hmm.
it was kind of like, a facade. So I was just like, all right, whatever. I was like, I got too much free time, so I'm gonna go home and hoop. So I was like, yeah, I hit up a lot of JUCOs. Like, yeah, originally I was going to Imperial Valley up and
Yeah,
down
yeah, yeah.
south. So
Wow.
yeah, but I ended up at City College. I ended up at City.
So like you keep saying you were just all right in high school or whatever, but obviously you had to be already good at this point because, like I said, Fresno is one of the premier JUCOs. Like they're not a national JUCO, but even like amongst the scale of all JUCOs, they up there. Like everyone knows that's a well respected JUCO. So for you to just end up there still, like you had to be type tough already.
That's what I mean. Like, when I was at Jackson, that made me fall in love with basketball completely. Like, cause like I said, I had so much free time. Me and my homie used to go to Walter Payton gym. It's on
Okay.
campus. And in between class, after class, we go to the cafe, eat, go back to the Payton Center. And we hooping every day, every single day. I'm just like, man, I miss this. I'm going back home. I was like,
Yeah.
I'm going home. Then I start playing in the adult leagues. And again, my friend Sean Beard, he is on a adult league team at Tassa Faringa where I started hooping at,
Mm-hmm.
and he didn't come that day because he was doing whatever he was doing, and then they ended up asking me, I'm going to watch him, and they ended up asking me to play. And that day, that was the first time I got my first pro am team, and that was the first time this dude named Ike Count, he asked me if I wanted to go to City College of San Francisco, and I think he just saying whatever,
Mm-hmm.
but he was like, he was real, and then we ended up having like, don't take this the wrong way, but just think about it. We had a 6'5" white boy come to watch me play basketball at an adult adult league game, head coach of City College San
Mm-hmm.
Francisco with the other two coaches, like, and they stick out like a sore thumb. It's the hood, like, and they actually came the next following week. I'm like, dang, he was serious. Like,
Mm-hmm.
he actually hooked that up, And then whatever happened with Imperial Valley, it fell through because of like my financial aid or something. So then it ended up at City.
That's wild. So Brad introduced you to basketball type of thing, and then got you your kind of re-jump started your career. So you need to whatever your first check, you need to cut him the next month check, bro. Like make sure you
Oh
just throw him
man,
some.
I wish I could cut him a check. My man's pastor, he was killed a couple of years ago.
I'm sorry to hear the
Yeah, but
RP.
like yeah, that was my boy though. Like he introduced me to a lot when it came to basketball. One of the most fun point guards I ever watched play.
That's dope, man. You for sure bringing honor then, man. Like I said, RIP. That's a crazy story. But so like I said, at Fresno City College, you crazy how you got there, but you did your thing there. You led them to back-to-back North Coast section titles. You ended up getting MVP honors and you were first team all state. So you made the right decision. It panned out. So just kind of talk about, I mean, what you remember from the like memories, the grind. Like it probably was a shock at first college, because even college basketball, like no matter
Yeah,
what level, you don't really know. You're not really. It's really college. Like no matter where, it's college. Like so,
yeah, exactly. So it was San Francisco City College I went to,
yeah, I meant that my fault.
and my first year was tough actually. Just thinking about we had like 5 Division I bounce backs. We had we had we had we had a 7-footer from Denmark. We had a 6'9" dude from Baltimore. We had Josh Fox that went to UC Davis. We had Delani Robinson. He like my height, a little like
I know
everybody. Like
he's tough. I
yeah,
know him.
yeah, exactly. So we had him, and then we had my homie Trevante Williams. He plays in Portugal right now. He's actually a national team player. I don't know how that works, but
Wow.
but like just to, like like so we had some really crazy players. We had Corey Bobineau. He was from Folsom up in Sacramento. He is a big guard, 6'5". We had a lot of players. So my first year was really tough because like it was like you you didn't know that you couldn't expect to be promised things and it followed through. You still had
Mm-hmm.
to do what you had to do. To get the things you are promised from coaches. And for me, it was kind of like more like, okay, we know Delani's gonna do this or whatever. He might mess up a little bit, and then you are next.
Right.
But it didn't go that way. So my first year, I think I was playing like 7 or maybe 7 minutes a game. Some games I wouldn't even play, bro. It was really sick. But we had like 13 players that can hoop. But I wasn't one of those dudes that was complaining because, like I said, my homie Trevante Williams, sometimes he wouldn't even play,
Right.
and he's on a national team for Portugal right now. So like that first year was really tough, but it was like the most fun team I ever played for. Dudes they were just hilarious. They never made you feel bad for not playing. They were just like homies, and they was always in the gym, hella fun. And so that first year, I think we lost 2 games. We lost our first game, and then we lost I think our Elite Eight game to Chabot. We played them the third time, and they got us.
Yeah.
So then second year was like kind of our down year because we had this dude named Gabe Beeler, right? Yeah, we had a JUCO jamboree, 4 games. We hosted. Dude must have averaged like 30, shooting fadeaways, threes. Like it was, you had to be there to believe what I'm saying. Like he was like he's a 6'7" guard, and he doesn't work out. That's the main thing about him. He's one of those dudes that believe in. You hear me?
I hear you now.
Dang. Yeah, he's one of those dudes that Gabe Beeler, he believes in like kind of a like, like, oh dang, I ain't got no luck today. Like I'm missing, I ain't got no luck today type of thing. And he was killing. So he ended up signing to Utah and leaving in the middle of the season.
Damn.
He ended up leaving in the middle of the season. So he's gone. Then we had this dude named Julian Harrell. He was really good. Julian Harrell, I think he played at he's from SoCal too. He played for like the SoCal Supreme AAU team.
Oh, Casa Frame. Yeah, I'm not
Yeah,
sure who, but he
yeah.
is.
Yeah, and then I forgot what private school he went to, but he went. I think he played with Parker
Oh,
Cartwright.
okay.
Yep, he went to high school with him, and we had him on my team. But I was still like through halfway through that season, I still wasn't a guy. Like I had just picked up Bakersfield offer in the summertime from playing full court defense. But then I lost it the first 3 games of the season. It was the sickest thing I ever seen, bro. Like, coach told me, like, in the locker room, because I wasn't doing what he was expecting. He's like, and you think you're going to Bakersfield? He was like, you're not even a D3 player. He's like, I told him you suck.
Wow.
And they really stopped calling my phone. I was like, dang, that's tough. But then, like, halfway through the season, I think my homie Carlos Mansacola, he stopped really like playing how he was playing at the beginning of the season. So then I came late one day, right the first conference game. I came late because I was buying some shoes. My James Harden had split in half, bro. It was sick. It was run the ones when he was with Nike. Yeah, they split in half. So I'm at the mall trying to buy some shoes. I come late by like 5 minutes, and he bring me off the bench. So I'm coming off the bench. First game, I had 17. And then he like, I had to bring you off the bench to do that? He's like, from now on, you're coming off the bench. So like we had my homie Blair start, and after the first, like, he'd just look at me, like tip off start, he'd just look at me, he'd be like, whenever you're ready. So then after that, I was hooping, like, like I was shooting some crazy numbers too. Like in conference, I think I was averaging like 18, but I was shooting like 50, 50, 90. Like, I'm not even gonna lie to you. In conference, I was shooting some ridiculous numbers. Like, in conference, it's like 16 games too. So it's not just like 8 games. So then Julian Harrell was hooping too, though, but I think he missed 2 games because his knee started bugging him. And then my homie Rondell Goodwin was hooping on somebody else's team in the conference too, but we got first place, so I got MVP. So that's how that worked.
Heard. So who did you ended up going to Cal State Dominguez Hills? Who else was recruiting you before you made that decision to go there?
I wasn't supposed to go to Cal State Dominguez Hills. I had committed to University of San Francisco, West Coast Conference.
What happened?
I picked up they offer of 3 open gyms. So after season, I was just going up there to, like, our coach told us to go up there to like get cardio. So we went up to the hoop. So me, Trevor Dunbar, and a lot of us was up there hooping. And then Rex Walter was like, the head coach at the time was Rex Walters. He was like,
right.
I like him. He was like, bring him back to the second one. I came back to the second one. He was like, we really want you. I was like, hey, man. I was like, he was like, yeah, we're going to probably take like an unofficial visit. I was like, yeah, forget that visit. I was like, I'll just come. Because like, you just think about it. Like, for me, like, it was nothing about the conference or the area I was in. I was kind of like, bro, if you offer, I'll take it. Like, like, I'm going to be me regardless. Like, So after that, they checked the transcripts. Like, my GPA was fine. It was like a 3.2 or something like that overall. But it was the classes. The classes threw my stuff all the way off because it's a private school, but it's a Jesuit as well. Gotcha. So like, I had like political science, and like I had English 1 and 2. They needed English 3 and 4. They needed ethnic classes, and I didn't have none of that. But
yes, you just got your general classes, and they wanted some working towards stuff. Yeah.
They wanted stuff just for their university though. Like, like it wasn't that wouldn't, like, if I would have did that, I would have had to know a year in advance that I was going there.
Right.
So that I had them. I had Northern Kentucky. I had LIU Brooklyn, LIU. I had Marist College. I had a lot of schools, but I lost a lot of them too because when I committed there, and then I lost.
Fall off, yeah.
Yeah, they just drop off, So, and before I committed there, my coach also told me, he was like, well, I told all the Division twos, like, you're not going Division 2. He was like, and I was like, okay, that's respectable, He was like, because it was true. He was like, you got what you got. He was like, you're not going there. But he was like, keep one of the Division twos you need. And that one Division 2 I kept was West Georgia. But when I like did it late, West Georgia had signed another guard. So then Dominguez, I took the visit to Dominguez, and then I was just like, I'll go. I ain't tripping.
Had you been to SoCal before you took that visit?
Oh no.
So what was your first impression of SoCal? Because some people just fall in love and you feel me, they never, that's all she wrote. So just what was your vibe like?
For me, it was hard to fall in love with something I couldn't see really.
What
So
you
I
mean by what you
wasn't
mean by
I,
that?
w- I wasn't really going to the beaches and stuff. I really wasn't like I was kind of staying in my school area, going to like little things like the softball team had or we had like little stuff like and then
Hmm.
my teammates was like it was only really like 8 of us on the team, so a lot of them stayed at home, so it would just be me on campus. So I would hang with like just regular students. Like I wasn't even staying in the dorms, and I'd be in the dorms every day. Like so I had to hang out. I had to find a lot of other people to hang out with because my teammates really wasn't on campus like that. So I think the second year I was at Dominguez, that's when I fell in love with LA. That's when I started going to the beaches. That's when I started, moving out more, like going to Santa Monica and stuff like that.
Right.
So that's when I was kind of like, okay, I think I might stay down here because it's not too far away from home, but it won't get me in trouble if I'm not looking for it.
Exactly, man. And you did your thing there to say the least. You ended up having 17 points, 4 assists per game. You was named all league 2 times, led the conference in assist to turnover ratio, second in assists, and you were top 10 in scoring, minutes, field goal percentage, and free throw percentage. And you led the conference in free throws made. So I mean, the legacy was there. Like came to here, came here and did your thing. So again, just talk about the adjustment from JUCO to NCAA as opposed to NC2A, as opposed to style of play, workouts, timing, off on and off the court, just kind of the adjustment from JUCO.
So I think playing for a high caliber team like at City College of San Francisco, like it hides a lot of your deficiencies because you don't, like we was running like Kentucky, like 5 in, 5 out type of thing. So like you that's you have no error for messing up. Like if you messed up, you was getting snatched out right away. And it was always like playing hard, like you follow his rules all the time. So like my percentages and stuff was really high playing for that
Mm-hmm.
system. And like I don't think people understand that a lot when you go to like a school where like you gotta do a lot more, you gotta take different shots that you usually probably wouldn't take, but now you
Right.
gotta practice those shots too. So like City was kind of more like, okay, to shoot the three. Like, transition, shoot the three. If he's wide open, shoot it. If you got the layup, take it. Draw two, kick out. At Dominguez, it's kind of more like I lost my touch for shots because I injured both of my shoulders. So like I'm coming back slow. Then like our team's so small, we're undersized. Like we got a 2 guard playing 4 men. So like we're trying to
Damn.
figure out how to play with trying to play, like it's a lot of us arguing with each other, especially me. I was arguing with a lot of people because like I said, I come from city, so like I expected a lot,
Mm-hmm.
more that first year. So like I think that just threw a lot of it off too. Like we started off good preseason, we just beat Alaska Fairbanks and stuff, like like at their home court. So we were moving and grooving for a minute, but then like you can start seeing like people wanted to be them, you wanted to be you. We wasn't on the same page as the coach. So like it was just more than basketball at that point too.
All right.
So it wasn't just like, okay, you got to get these shots here, get these shots here. It's kind of like we just trying to figure it out, like how to just at least get through the day.
What would you say the highlight was of your years at Dominguez?
Second year, 2016, 2017, because that's when he actually like he started to get because my first year he was an interim head coach. So like to be honest, like his like if you look at his team now, it's a straight 720 of what we were.
Mm-hmm.
Like my first year, it's a straight 720. Like his team gets like on average, I think they get like a 3.4 on average or something like that now for GPAs. Like he kept preaching good guys on and off the court. But like your first year you can't really do that because like you still trying to figure it out. But
Right.
now years after, like he got it. But my second year, you can start seeing the change a lot because he started to grab players from here. Like he was always a really good recruiter, though. I'm not gonna lie. He would grab players from here, and then like it kind of fit together. But I think our play style should have been a lot faster because we were super athletic that year, and I think we would have did a lot better if we played like pressed up and played a lot better. But like that team was super fun. Like I played with like one of my teammates is a Burberry model now. Like like one dude's a tattoo artist, like a big time tattoo artist. Like like so that team like is nothing but memories for me because they was all super fun, super cool.
Right.
Like and one's a police officer now. So like that, I think that's like I think the second year was like probably for sure one of my favorite years. And other teams started to like us more too, like the volleyball team, the soccer teams. Like they started to talk to us more, like just as human beings.
Right. That's super cool. What would you say, or not would you say, how would you describe yourself as a leader? What's your leading style?
I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna get on you if I feel like you ain't giving me what I know you can. Like, like I won't say a short fuse, but like I'm gonna tell you like 2, 3 times, like, okay, hey, yeah, cool, 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 cool. But if you're not listening if you're not listening because I know you can do more, that's the thing. If I know you can do more, then that's kind of like, bro, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Like, come on, like, get it together. Like, I need you because if you not playing well, then that put more pressure on me, and that's pressure I don't need.
Straight up.
So I want my game to look easy because you doing your thing. So I want us both to look good. So like I say, as far I'm very commanding. Um, I think a lot of people will tell you that. Like they will say like I'm very commanding. A lot of people, some people will say like, oh, you're mad, you're mad, you're mad. No, I'm not mad. Like I'm just it's just the way it is. Like I'm still learning about that though too. Where it's like I won't have to say so much or say it in a tone that people won't get sometimes. Because like when you play for teams in Oakland or teams like that got guys that understand that, like like you saying it, they not hearing how you saying it, just hearing what you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
So like yeah, so I'm still making that adjustment. Like I had that problem last year in Germany, where it's like it looked worse than what it was because we was losing. But I really wasn't mad at people because like I was just like, bro, like I just know you're better than this. I know we better than this. So let's get it together, bro.
That's what I said. That was my part two to the question is like, how do you lead? Because I kind of know this type of leader you are. Like even just through our workouts, like it
Yeah,
came a little like you was trying to chill. It just came out a little bit just as a competitor and just like
yeah,
it's just natural. But like I said, you can't really as an import, you can't really just go over there and spaz and just wild out on people. Like you can't just do all
no.
that. So and a lot of people they take it the wrong way, so on and so forth. So yeah, did you have to make any adjustments leading over there? Like, do you have to pull them to the side and talk more monotone as opposed to yelling or talking loud in front of everyone like you normally could do, kind of thing?
So what I would do is like I would pick the like last year I picked the next best well the best talker if it was me like because he could say anything to me like he'd be like to relax like I'd be like all right my bad but him I would tell him like hey bro they like I'll tell him how I wanted to tell him
A
like hey bro
German,
they not
right?
yeah German I'll tell him
Yes,
like hey bro like they not listening to me bro say something to him and he'll go over and be like he talks better than I can.
of course.
At that time. So I basically I picked somebody to do it for me. So sometimes it would work out. It worked out majority of the time with when he said it. But if I said it, it's kind of like I didn't want to keep being the only person saying something because then I just sound like your parent.
Mm-hmm.
So then if I didn't say nothing, then that also was a problem too. So it's kind of like I had to say something. So if I said something too much, people would be like, okay, you're talking too much or you're saying it wrong. Or if I didn't say something, then it looked like I was mad that way too. So like it's kind of like I had to pick my poison.
Right. And
But
go
go
ahead.
ahead, go ahead. You
I
good?
was, I was about saying sometimes the overseas wise, the coaches will just choose, you feel me, their captain or their guy to kind of be the captain. So was the coach kind of appointing you to be that leader as a point guard, or you kind of just as a point guard kind of took it amongst yourself because that's just your who you are type of thing?
My first years, anywhere I go, like I just let my game do what I'm gonna do. And if that's what it is, if I'm a captain, that's what it is. Because
Mm-hmm.
like I'm also cool talking to anyone off the court. So that's cool. So like they see that as a captain type of thing. So I was named co-captain for 2 years, and then I was captain by myself. I was co-captain again the third year too. So so like I was captain 3 years off rip coming off into Europe.
Heard that. So, like we said, you obviously did your thing at Dominguez, grew as a leader, a player, and you earned enough credit and recognition to kind of get on the radar for the pro ranks and be eligible for those kind of things. So, just talk about, how you got your first rookie deal, like how if you had to get an agent, and just talk about how you became a pro.
All right, so I graduated college 2017. And then I was messing with this Australian agent, which was a big time agent, like, but he reached out to me, and that summer I didn't get nothing. That following year I didn't get nothing. So I kind of just stopped messing with him. So 2019 was the first job I got after graduating in 2017. I was working at UPS at this time too. And my coach at Dominguez used to play in Germany back in the day. So one of the youth coaches for the program in Germany, which is Cologne,
Okay.
they and I think he was like under 15 or maybe even younger than that, under 14 or something like that. He was a coach for them. He like the GM is a big time player in Germany history too. And he was like, I know people for like first league, second league, third league, but fourth league, like I don't really know players for that. So he
Mm-hmm.
told the youth coach to reach out to his American connect, see if he know of a guard. And that connect happened to be my coach at Dominguez Hills. And I'm at UPS working at 2 in the morning. He hit me like, "Hey, two, you still trying to play basketball?" I was like, "Yeah, why not?" So then I swear, like 3 weeks later, I got I think 3 weeks later, I got everything signed and stuff. And I was like, I quit. I was like, I'm going to get that. So that's how I got my first deal there.
So, did they bring you out of retirement, or you were still actively working, although you were still working at UPS?
Oh, they brought me out of retirement. I stopped playing basketball altogether. Like I stopped. Like after the first year, the second year, you couldn't see me at the open gym. You couldn't have me go watch Dominguez play. You couldn't have a ball in my hand. It was none of that. Like I cut it out all completely. Cause I was just like it just made me so like, mad that I wasn't able, like I'm thinking like, okay, bro, like this is the break you gonna have,
Mm-hmm.
and it just made me so mad just having the ball in my head and stuff and not being anywhere.
Talk a little bit more about uh like the initial feeling that you were feeling, because stop like retiring or playing basketball on your on your own terms, and just stopping when you're trying to go, but you don't get nothing. That's like a different feeling to live with. So just kind of talk about the feelings you were going through during these times.
I actually got depressed one of those years. Like I think that summer, 2017 summer, like I didn't get anything and I wasn't getting anything. I was still working out and stuff actively. And then I think like August came, then I went home to Oakland and I was just literally sitting on the couch. Literally sitting on the couch. Going to the library. Like I signed up for classes that I had no business being in class for, bro. Like no business. Like I was just sitting on the couch like in Oakland, and then one of my friends, she was just like, dude, like get out of Oakland. She was like, come back to LA. She was like, you can stay with me and like figure it out.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, all right, cool, whatever. And I went back to Dominguez. It still was the same thing because then like the agent would hit me like every 3-4 months, like, hey, I might got something. Send me your film and stuff again. I'm like, dang, again, send it again. Like the
Facts.
same stuff again.
And that tells you
And
something in a sense, like, bro, if I'm sending you the same files over and over, that means you wasn't even looking for me. That's what I'm thinking. Or you
yeah,
wasn't even really
bro.
looking for me. Like,
Yeah. And the thing about him, like him being a big time agent, I feel like he could have got me an entry level job, but he was such a big, like when I say a big time agent, I mean like he had an NBA player as his main agent, as his main player. So
right,
I felt like he was looking for those first leagues, and I'm kind of like, bro, I just want to play basketball, dog. Give me a
straight
job,
up.
like.
Yeah, he don't even probably he
And
probably don't even look that low. Like he
yeah,
top
exactly.
echelon.
You know what I
Yeah,
mean. Yeah, you
yeah.
know what I mean. But it's kind of like you reached out to me too. I didn't reach out to you. You reached
Mm-hmm.
out to me. So like, come on now. And then like, so I went back to Carson, and bro, I was just like sick, like depressed, like bro, I was just sitting on the couch, like certain people couldn't talk to me because like if they talk to me, like you can tell I didn't want to talk to you.
Mm.
Like it was just that sick. And I was just thinking in my head, like, bro, like I'm really sick right now. Like like sick. So then after that, like I made a vow. I was like, bro, if I'm not overseas, I'm not doing nothing basketball related at all. So don't even ask me. Don't even look my way. Like, you know, and because it was just like, it was really sick to like end terms when you know you still had other
Yeah.
gears and other aspirations. And like, yeah, people be like, yeah, you should have a plan B. Yeah, but really my plan A is like it contains both of my life plans in it, which is
Mm-hmm.
like play overseas to a certain age and then start my firefighter career so that it goes into 2-in-1. So I don't have a plan B.
All right.
So you know what I'm saying? So like, yeah, I did start the firefighter stuff, but it wasn't as fulfilling as it would if I did it later on in my life, you know,
Of
which
course.
I knew what I was going to do, you know. So that was the even more sick part. Is like kind of like, bro, yeah, like I'm also doing another thing I want to do, but I don't want to do this right now.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
And
you
you
know,
and you ain't even mentioned the most sickening part is watching people you better than just getting deals.
like that's the thing. Like it really wasn't about them, but like I was happy that a lot of them got jobs because like it's their dream too. You know what I'm saying? Like it's their
Yeah.
dream too. But like at the same time, it's kind of like, bro, I'm supposed to be right next to you.
Yeah.
Like I'm supposed to be right next to you, bro. Like let's be real. Like, you know. And it was just sick. And then you see other people continue the part of their lives that they did after college, and you still doing nothing. Like, you know what I'm saying? You still doing nothing. And I think that made me even more sick.
Yeah.
Like, you know, I was just stuck. So I was like, yeah, basketball is dead for me altogether. And I was just working at UPS, doing absolutely nothing. Like, you know, like I was just like, all right, whatever. And then my college teammate, him and his dad started doing that. They start doing that league, you know, the Legacy League, like it's like under Drew League. It's like it's called the Legacy League, and
Yeah, I
like a
heard of
lot of
that.
that, like it starts right before Drew League, and like his dad put a team in it that year, and my homie John Nichols was like, bro, come play with me. I was like, bro, no, and then he convinced me to come play with him, bro. I was like, all right, cool, and then I don't know what it was, but the universe started working that time, and that's when I got that job. Like I swear, like I think I got that like 3-4 weeks later. And I'm like, all right, like the universe is working, bro. Like, you know, like, so I was like, yeah. So yeah.
Nah, that universal energy and power and flow is real. Like it's not even I don't know what happened. Like that
Yeah.
happened. You got back in that
Yeah.
mode. Yeah, for sure. So college coach kind of plugged you just about who you know. Half of getting over there is just being lucky who you know. That's more importantly as opposed to like having a resume and actually being good. It's more about who you know and just luck.
Bro, my last 3 years, I promise you, I played so many players. I'll be like, in my friend group alone, like, cause you know Kenny Hatch, you
Mm-hmm.
know, I think you know Rondell Goodwin,
Just
you
met him.
know, and then like it's some other players like Joey Frenchwood, the Joshua Crum. Like, if you look up any of those people, you're gonna be like, okay, I see what he's saying. My
Yeah.
homie Ish, the block fam, Ish Ali, like, you know.
Yeah.
And I used to be like, hey, bro, like I used to be asking some of the coaches after games, like, hey, bro, if you ever need an American, like, let me know. I'll get you one. Like, bro, like, you know?
Straight
Like,
up.
but yeah, like it's about who you know, apparently, because that's literally like it's who you know, and it's crazy because like I know people who are just as talented, maybe more talented that I've been playing the last 3 years.
Mm-hmm. So, like I said, your coach kind of got you over there, and that was all she wrote. You've been doing your thing ever since. But what was your rookie year? Even if it was you feel me, obviously not the level you're on now, but what it's worth, what was the adjustments or what was it like culture shock, going that far away? Just what was your rookie experience like?
My rookie experience, I think we went 26-2, 24-2, something like that, or
Nice.
something crazy. But we lost 2 games. So I got out there like I only worked out like 2-3 weeks before I even left because like I told you, like I stopped working out. So I got there in like August like 2nd. We start playing like August 5th. But
Sheesh.
I had a new burst of energy though too, you know, like because like I haven't played in a while, so
This is a
I'm
second life. This is a second life, bro.
yeah, like you get what I'm saying, like it's a second, like, you know, like I'm energetic about like They could have put me in a shoebox and I would have been straight. I would have been like, bro, it's good. Like, bro, you know, like I'm good. But I had a cool little burst of energy. They wanted to pick up full court, like, and I'm still new to European basketball. Like the way they play is totally different than the States. You know, States you can break your dude down 1-on-1 or whatever. But here, my first year, I came out the gate. I think I got MVP in one of the preseason tournaments. We played a team in a league higher than us, and we played a team in our league too. We did our thing.
Nice.
And I got MVP of that. And then after that, I tore my hamstring. So I'm out like 10 weeks.
Sheesh.
And bro, when I tore it, like I thought it was a cramp. Is in our last preseason game too. That was the sick part. And I'm on a fast break by myself. and once I figured out it wasn't a cramp, I started crying. I'm like, I'm going home.
Facts.
Bruh.
Fast.
Teammates and stuff talking about, nah, you ain't going home, bro. You good, bro. Don't worry about it. So they put me in rehab for 10 weeks.
That's unheard.
Like,
that's low key, not unheard of, but that's rare. Like that's blessed.
Like, you know what I'm saying? And we weren't the favorites because we had me, who was 2 years removed. We had this player that played top league, a young kid named Tibor Terrace, and he was 1 year removed. And they were like really bashing us, like, you know, like, oh, y'all got an American, he got no accolades, like, you know, like they going crazy, like, you know, it's fourth league too, you know. And like it worked out for the best because we weren't the favorites. So, you know, we were just having fun. All the Germans, they knew each other. So they all played with each other like for 3-4 years somewhere. Like, you know, they all connected. They from the same area. Like, so it worked out best for us because like it was really fun season. But then I think around Christmas when I got homesick, that's when I started playing really bad too. So I wasn't playing the best already. It's fourth league. It's slow pace. You know, like 2 years. Like I said, I'm gonna keep bringing that 2 years removed up because like you forget a lot of things about basketball in that in that span. Like, you know how how it is.
For
like
sure.
People be like, oh, you work out all summer, but now you got to get a little game pace in you. You know. And it was a slower pace, so like I was moving too fast sometimes, and you know, not taking the shots I was supposed to be taking or whatever, you know. And then I got homesick in like November, but it was more of a homesick because it wasn't my culture. Like when I'm accustomed to, I'm accustomed to hip hop, R&B, soul food, you know, people cracking jokes. We arguing about dumb stuff like LeBron, Kobe, and stuff. You know, over there it's kind of like, oh, that's stupid. We don't care too much, you know, like kind of like not really into the stuff I was into, you know. Even though I did try to be into the stuff they were, like they had this thing called Carnival season. November 11th, you dress up like Halloween, but you know you outside all day. Did it. Carnival a week long in February. Did it. Like, you know, like I was actually in tune with what they were doing and stuff, you know, like I wasn't just out there doing what I wanted to do. But at some point, you know, you need home remedies, you know. You need yourself to be identified too. So I got homesick. I think like 3 games straight. I was doing bad. Like, and then like one game, I was doing so bad. I think I didn't start the second half, and then I didn't play the fourth quarter.
Man, normally that's to the crib after that.
Yeah, to the crib after that, right? You to the crib. But my coach was like, he used to play EuroLeague. He had just retired. Like, so he like 34 years old. He played EuroLeague and stuff, like, you know, top league Germany. And he a point guard as well. And I had a Swedish teammate at that time too. I had one Swedish teammate, one Belgian teammate, and then the rest was German. But the Swedish teammate, like, he kind of did what I like to do, and we, you know, vice versa. And he just told me one day, he just looked at me because we stayed in the same crib, looked at me, he was like, hey, so you trying to go look at this castle real quick? Like, you know, just on something like, you know, on something like, I know he's sick right now. Like, you know? And he just tell me, like, bro, you got 2 more weeks. He's like, don't worry, you go home in like 2 weeks. You come back, you'll be good, bro. Trust me. Coach, like, tell him, you know? So when he came back from the castle, tell the head coach, like, bro, I'm sick. Coach started laughing because coach, like, I already know. He's like, bro, I look at you. He's like, I know. He's like, it's your first time over here, you know? And he's like, bro, if you would have just told us, like, like anytime you feel that way, like, bro, just tell us. And he's like, it's not like you got to take a boat across the waters. He's like, you just fly home a couple of days or whatever and come back. And like that's unheard of. Like just him
For
saying stuff like
sure.
that, I felt at home. Like, he just like little stuff like that. Like he got it because he played EuroLeague. He played with a lot of Americans. So he's seen a lot of come and go. And then when I came back, I did a lot better. And then he told me when they re-signed me while my hamstring was torn.
Wow. So because you toured in preseason, so before you even played a full season, they already re-signed you for the next season. That's love. That's
because
security.
it was like, cause I think I came back like 2-3 games in, and the GM and him were just like, it's not just that they liked me as a basketball player, they liked me as a person. It's like you don't really find that too much when Americans like
Right.
that's what it is. He's like, and everybody else like you. He's like, when we sign you, he's like, but we ain't gonna tell nobody until January hits. So January hit, they made it official and stuff. He's like, but we're gonna resign you if we stay in this league or if we move up. So it don't matter. But then the head coach JJ, he told me, he was like, this league's not good for you. He's like, this fourth league stuff is too slow for you. He's like, third league gonna be a lot better for you. He's like, it's a lot more fast paced. He's like, and he gave me players to watch. In off season, he gave me players to watch for certain things. Tony Parker for his finishing, Steve Nash for like his passing, Campasso from Spain, his passing. He gave me David Holston for his shot creation, little 5'7" point guard he played with
Yep.
in EuroLeague. He played in France top league. So I came back that next year and it was a lot better. Like he said it was gonna be. But then I got injured in the middle of that season too. That's a different story.
So the next season, y'all moved up to the third division.
Yeah, we moved up third division. We kept like the same team, same coaches. I think we re-signed maybe two different imports or a different import from. We played him in fourth league till we ended up getting my homie Marco,
Mm-hmm.
and then so it was just me and him, and then everybody else is the same.
Heard you.
So then
So
we moved up third league, and then I shot way better. I think that first year, I think I was shooting like 27 from three, shooting like maybe 2 or 3 a game, bro.
yeah.
Like it was bad. And then the next, because it was really slow pace too. Like he said it. He said it. Like he told me word for word. Like like this not good for you. He's like, we're gonna see your full game when we move up,
Mm-hmm.
which was true. I averaged more. It looked better. I was taking the shots. I averaged more assists. We were okay. I think we were like seventh or sixth place until everybody started getting injured. I think four of us went out with ankle injuries, but they like it was COVID, so they really didn't care because they couldn't move down. So that year was a lot better for me. Like my 3-point percentage went up to like 39, 38 or something like that.
Tough.
And then I shot more than like 2 or 3 a game. I think I was shooting like almost like 6 a game. So like it was like everything he told me to do. I tried to work on it that summer. That was the summer of like the last summer of COVID.
Okay.
So it was good.
So I
Yeah.
know during your off season, not during your off season, during your off time, you able to explore the cities and stuff a little bit like that. So where's some like where's the dopest city you've seen or some memorable sites that you've got to experience?
So Cologne, the city I was in, it got this dome. It got the dome, the cathedral. It's a church. It's crazy big, and
Yeah.
like when you're underneath it, like it really gives you chills as if something's about to fall on you because that's how big the cathedral is. So and then we got to go inside of it and stuff. We got to ride the little carts in the air, just to see the city a little bit.
All right.
They have this thing called Christmas markets, like during like Christmas time, like outside, like everything's like full, like they selling whatever. They got like amusement parks. They got the stuff called like bouvrons, like hot wine. They got like all different type of stuff. Like I said, I experienced a carnival for a week straight where like you get dressed up every day, you go outside every single day, freezing cold, no matter what. It's all German music too, so like you just there. Uh, but some of the dopest cities I seen was, of course, I got to play in was Cologne. I got to go to Amsterdam twice. The city was
Nice.
lovely. I went to Rome, Italy. That city was lit. I think that's my favorite one by far is Rome, Italy.
Okay.
Um, of course, I've been to Paris, France, which is an hour away from here now. But I've been to Paris last November.
Nice.
I think Paris is nice, but I expected a lot more from Paris. I don't know why. I think
I
it's a
look
syndrome.
I low-key heard Paris is like kind of dirty. Like the
I
streets are
mean,
just like
I mean, it's a big city, so why wouldn't it be? It's a big city. Like if you go, like people may expect New York not to be dirty, but it's dirty.
touche.
Like
Yeah.
so I just expected a lot more because you hear Paris so often, so much, and I did a lot there. I went to like the catacombs, like underground tombs for like the kings and queens and stuff.
Hmm.
I went to the Eiffel Tower. I ate at places like, and I went with a teammate that time, so it was fun. I still rated it an 8 out of 10, but it's something missing, man. I think Lyon, France was better. I went to Lyon.
Nice.
That was a lot better. And then yeah, I think those are really the main cities I've been to.
All right. So the next question, I'm gonna start first, but I want to know your craziest, like craziest or just like mind blowing drink or food that a country or a teammate has like tried to share with you. So this past season when I was in Armenia, they have this, I forgot it's called like tan or something like that. But basically it's water and sour cream in a drink and you just drink it straight up. Like when you eat like kebabs and steaks, you just drink it. But that joint is crazy. Like, how do you
And you
even think?
drunk you
I,
drunk that, bro?
I had to try it, of course. So like
Bruh.
the first time I didn't know what it was. I tried it out of respect, and the second time I knew what it was, and I was like, "Yo, I'm respectful. I'm not drinking this. Like that's crazy."
Bro, so when the Germans would go out, Germans, they love beer.
Hmm.
They love beer. So the beer is not the problem. The problem is what you got to drink when you drinking like stuff like that with them. They have this like peppermint type of mouthwash alcohol. I swear, I promise you, it's like green, and they drink it like often, and I be looking at them like, and they had me drinking that one day, and man, I don't know what happened that day. I can't remember, bro. But that was like one of the worst drinks I ever had in my life. Like I don't care if it was alcohol or nothing. Like it could have been water. That was one of the worst drinks I ever tasted. Like who thinks about having alcohol peppermint drink?
Yeah, that's that combo. I can't even fathom that. So who's
Crazy, bro.
as we wrap this up, just got a few little fire questions for you, hit or miss type thing. Who was the nicest matchup that you've had in an organized game? Like somewhere you just like, man, he's saying everything tonight, or I don't know how to stop him. Like, who's the toughest guard you had to match up with? Not open gym, but like a real game, college, pro, anything.
Oh, I would say Jalen McFerrin. I would say Rupert Hennon, and I would say who? Yeah, Leo Smith.
I need to do my homework. I ain't heard of none of these guys.
Rupert Hennon. He plays in the. He actually played for the team I just left now,
Okay.
but he played second league out here. He a young guard. He's like 23, 24, a young German guard. He's actually really nice. Like he got floaters, threes. Like he passed the ball really well.
Nice.
But he is coming down the court ridiculous on one game, bro. I was sick. But then Leo Smith is like one of the best guards I've probably seen in Oakland. Like just in general, like point guards. Like
Hmm.
he's one of my favorite because like he's not really super athletic, super strong, but like his will gonna got him wherever he wanted. Like he was the team that beat my city team my first year. And it
Okay.
was mainly because of him. So like, but if you ask anybody, like his game looks like it's very unorthodox. But if you look at him, you're gonna be like, okay, I see why. But he was messing around a little bit, so like he wasn't really what he was supposed to like, pan out to be.
Right.
And then the third one, who I said the third one was,
Someone else I ain't heard of.
yeah, somebody else. I'm pretty sure he's nice too, man.
For sure. So I got two more questions for you. So I know you said you didn't take basketball too serious until you were like in the JUCO or college life, but if you were when you were coming up, who were some players from the city that you were looking up to? Because I was telling Kenny, like, I'm such a like basketball junkie and like hoop head. I wasn't like even like nice during when I was growing up. So I knew all the top players, all the nice everything. So I'm watching Yair's finest. I'm watching every hooper that y'all can name from out there that had a mix. I probably know them because I would just watch it. So like, who were some guys you were looking up to when you were growing up?
See, it's crazy because half of my dudes don't got a mix.
Mm.
Because like I just like one of my favorite guards ever out of Oakland. Like I probably tried to model him the most out of everybody because like he was like the guy for me,
Mm-hmm.
not for anybody else. He was the guy for me. Kevin Jackson. He went to Skyline right before me.
Okay.
I actually got to play with him 1 year, and I think he was the reason why I didn't play VAR that year because I couldn't get past half court. So I got him. I got John Green from Castlemont. He with the UC Santa Barbara. 6'6". At that time, he was playing 6'6" point guard. So he was really good. I got Rob Bobbitt. That went to Castro Valley.
He had a mix.
He's probably yes. He's
Yeah,
probably the nicest. Nobody could do anything with him. First off, so I liked him a lot. That was one more. I like Q Thomas. He played with Leon Poe and him at Oakland Tech. So his team was stacked. He went to North Carolina.
Okay. Wow.
He ended up going to North Carolina. He played for them. He played for Roy Williams. He was another 6'5" point guard. I would say Michon Beard, the dude I told you that put me on basketball.
Mm-hmm.
Him. Dang, it's so many of them that I like. It's so many, like like it's so many. I like them for different reasons too.
Right.
Like I like Delani Robinson. His his ability to get his shot off whenever he wanted to.
Mm-hmm.
I like Damari Evans, the way he just was just so shifty with it, but he was strong too at the same time. I like Pee Wee Gardner was one of my favorites. He was like one of the first people to show me how to use your body when you're going towards the big.
Facts.
Like it was just so many of them.
Bro, Pee Wee's he was the first dude I seen where I didn't know people were that good at basketball until I seen Pee Wee, bro. I swear, bro. And he was because he's young. I'm class of 12, so he's probably like two years younger. But this is my first time I ever went to Vegas. So like obviously I didn't know people were even that good in Vegas, but he was playing with I think 3D Elite, and he was playing against another team from my area down in Dago. So we went to watch the other team. And bro, he was so cold. He probably was like not even seventh grade, so like young Pee Wee. So he was going dummy.
So if you watch that team, then you watch Michon. Michon played with them.
They had him. Okay, yeah, they had another dude too.
It was him, Michon, and they had a little guard too, a really little guard, KD, and then they had one big Dalvin guy. That was it.
No, the team was cold. The first off, the game was jumping. The game was jumping. That's when I fell in love with basketball. I said, I got to get to work. And like, bro, real talk. That was that.
Bro, yeah, he's so elite. He was the first dude like I seen high school teams actually using him as a press break. In practice, like okay, if you can contain him, you can contain anybody. And he was just like 1-on-1 full court 5, like type of stuff, like break a whole press break by himself type of stuff, like consistently too, not just one or twice, like 1 or 2 times. So yeah, Pee Wee was elite, bro.
My favorite, as far as mixes going, just at that time, hands down by far was Kiwi though. Older bro, Kiwi was tough. Still tough.
I used to watch his mixtape before every game.
Oh,
I watch his mixtape before every game. I watch a Kill Car mixtape before every game. And then I had a couple of others I would watch like before the game, but Kiwi, like I don't mention like Kiwi, Jabari, and like the Wands because like I feel like those are given names that you would be fond of already, or TJ Taylor's, those are fond names that you are given. Like, but if I name people that I actually like no one really knows of, like that I really liked a lot,
right?
Yeah. But those names like Jabari, like come on now, that's for sure one of my favorites, and I got to play him too in high school, and got to see the difference, and then yeah. But that's when I knew I was on my way up. When like Rob Bobbitt, and them start saying "What's up?" too, I was like, oh.
That part, man. Last question I got for you. So, just send a message to the young kids coming up, or just kind of what you would tell a young tutu, or just talk to the next generation a little bit, give them some guidance, some words of wisdom.
I would say your basketball skill level is just as important as your personality off the court too. Because like for me, like I kept getting re-signed and re-signed because not just because I was a good basketball player, but because people liked me. Like, like if you ask any of my coaches, they're gonna be like, bro, I like him. Like, that's the main thing for me. Like it's like people liking me being likable. And I feel like a lot of people like underestimate that part of like the human ability, like, to get what you want in life. Like I didn't have a
Mm-hmm.
lot of money, like, or anything like that at all by far. And I think you being likable helps people adjust to you and try to help what you see in your life, like try to get to the next level in anything you do, not just sports, not just, your next job or anything like that. But it gives you like a crowd and it gives you an aura to your body that people just they feel like they have to do something for you.
Yeah,
Like, so like I feel like if you keep that in mind, like just saying hi to somebody and smiling at them that you usually wouldn't say, hi to. Like if you just walking down the street, be like, hey, what's up?
mm-hmm.
Like, that's fun. Like, you just being, bringing an aura that you want to, like you said, the universe always, or sometimes might miscommunicate, but it rewards you for things like that is good energy.
Definitely. And just to piggyback off what you're saying, like when you're such a good person, and people are in position to help you, they like feel honored to help you. Like they like
Yeah,
they really want to help you like so bad, just because of the just who you are and what you kind of represent and come off as. So, and I think it's
yeah,
like I felt like they kind of see the power and know, like, if they put you on or help you with this, help you with this, they know it's gonna come back even more, just because of how you are and what you're gonna do with
yeah.
the positions you get.
Exactly. Like I said, like Ike Count got me to City College San Francisco. Didn't know me. He just seen me, talked to me one time, did what he did. Like I had my homegirl, she helped me. I didn't ask her to like move with her down to LA, but
All right.
she helped me because she knew who I was. Like I can name so many things that I can just keep going on and on about that. But like it is what.
Mm-hmm.
I had an Australian family that from Oakland. Like I stayed with them one summer. They asked me to stay with them this summer because I didn't really have nowhere to stay that summer.
All
So like
right.
and I didn't ask them. They asked me. Like.
Yep. Endless opportunities and things like that are endless when you're a good person.
Yeah.
So, where the name Tutu come from now?
Family nickname. My mom don't really know, but they used to call me Tubugatu, and
Oh,
my
you what?
uncles just call me Tubugatu, bro.
What is
That's
that?
it. Bro, I don't, bro. You should hear all my sister nicknames, bro. It has nothing to do. But my uncle's like, nah. He tutu now, bro.
And that's you've been going with it ever since.
Yeah, I don't even tell people that. Like I introduce myself as Vincent usually, and like it just somehow they see it and they be like, oh, tutu. Like, all right.
Heard you, man. Well, Tutu, thanks for your time, bro. I know it's late over there. It was a little longer than expected, but the people needed to hear this, man. It was great learning about your story and just learning about the path and just digging deeper into things like that. So uh thanks for your time, bro. I appreciate that.
I appreciate you inviting me on the podcast. I've been looking at this from afar for a minute too. Just like you told me at the beginning of the interview, like you didn't know me, but I knew who you were too. Like me just saying
Mm-hmm.
that little thing about you having the 44 brand on it when I first seen you in
Yeah.
person. I already knew who you was. I just wanted to start something.
Heard you. That's love. So yeah, man. Like I said, I'm tuned in. We'll be texting, but send me the links and all that. And I'm gonna need a jersey too. So don't play me like you play with Kenny, bro. We gonna have to we gonna have to make it happen, bro.
Hey, I would say you one. I would say you yours before a kitty get his just to piss him off. I already know you
Hello.
gonna be hot.
Hello. Yeah, because I'm gonna be flaunting just how you see me in the 44, bro. I really be
Yeah,
wearing it, bro. You know that.
it's good. I got you. I got some other stuff too. I'm gonna be releasing soon too. So I'm gonna possibly send you some of that stuff too.
It's good. Hey, I seen that the little documentary or whatever you got cooking up. Is that dropping sooner or what's the deal with that? I seen on your Instagram.
Oh, so I was supposed to drop a documentary like years ago, like 2017. Like, so that was supposed to be like the thing I wanted to like be other than basketball, that I can keep my mind focused while I'm over here. You got a lot of free time over
Mm-hmm.
here. So I was gonna drop that. But since I couldn't, I kind of made that side page I got, which is like if you look at my bio, it's like a side page. Like I just post like basically story by story, like this part of my journey, this part of my journey, this part. And then now I got a lot of voiceovers from my mom and stuff from interviews I did with my mom. So I kind of like just cut
Okay.
and just put it on top of a video or something. And then it's also gonna be for my brand too as well. So.
Dope. What's the plug that page? What's the name of that page right there?
That page is just Tuesdays. So JustTwoSday.
I see what you did there.
Yeah, you see what I did there? Just Tuesdays.
Bet, bro. So yeah, I need all that. I'll make sure to plug his handles and all that good stuff, man. But that's a wrap, man. Make sure you guys share and subscribe. Leave a 5-star. Streaming on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Music, and Google Podcasts. All right, too. That's a wrap, bro. Appreciate you.
All right, appreciate you having me, bro.